It's Wednesday, January 10th. You're listening to Your Florida Daily. I'm Katrina Scales.
Whole street is just destroyed.
The damage is still being tallied after as many as 4 suspected tornadoes tore through parts of the Panhandle.
Kind of like a war zone down that street. Oh my goodness, look at that crooked house.
In Panama City, a marina was hit hard with buildings partially collapsed and boat trailers tipped over. Nearby, the roof on an apartment complex was ripped off with debris covering the roadway. While no deaths have been reported in Florida, there have been several injuries. Over on the Gulf Coast, a confirmed tornado touched down, ripping off the roof of one apartment building and tearing down power lines. According to the National Weather Service, the EF0 tornado lasted less than 1 minute and reached peak wind gusts of 82 miles per hour. Governor Ron DeSantis has declared a state of emergency for 49 Florida counties for the next week. Today, the National Weather Service will be sending out survey teams to the Panhandle to determine the amount of tornadoes and their strength. With the presidential election now just months away, a controversial new bill has been filed in Florida that would scale back voting by mail. The bill, filed by Republican State Senator Blaise Ingoglia, would only allow people to request a mail-in ballot if they have a specific reason, like having a medical condition or being out of the area. Anyone caught lying could face up to 5 years in prison. Ingoglia says mail-in voting is less secure, and the change would reduce the chance for fraud. Local election leaders, though, say it's not needed.
We don't work a traditional Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and our employers give people time off to go vote. So this is really a step backwards.
Florida Senate President Kathleen Passidomo told reporters yesterday she does not support the change, so it's not known just how far it'll get in this year's legislative session. And if you plan to visit Disney World, big changes are in store this year, including some popular perks that just came back. Among them, the return of all-day park hopping for the first time since the start of the pandemic nearly 4 years ago. So you no longer have to wait until 2 p.m. to go from park to park. Disney dining plans are also back with 2 options for prepaid meals and snacks. And starting Thursday, good-to-go days begin for annual pass holders, meaning they can visit any of the 4 theme parks without making a reservation. Find these top stories along with breaking news, weather, and traffic all day on clickorlando.com. And now, a completely random Florida fact. Before the luxury of modern refrigeration, there were ice houses. And in Pensacola, Florida, there was the Crystal Ice Company. From the 1930s to the 1950s, a white roadside stand made to look like a block of frosty ice was used to supply locals with blocks of ice. As a drive-up location, there was also an icy awning that allowed cars to pull up under the canopy and signal how much ice they wanted. And guess what? The building's still there. The ice house is on the list of National Register of Historic Places and is now protected by a fence with a sign nearby to explain its cool history. Your Florida Daily is produced by News 6 WKMG in Orlando. I'm Katrina Scales. Subscribe for new episodes wherever you like to listen.